Yes, people. Yes, people. We are back in the building for another big free show. Man, like Chino will be here in a minute, but I got my guy CM in the building. What you saying, my bro?
Sheesh, back again after another week. It's a good one. A lot of good topics this week coming through. Yeah, the NBA has been doing its work, man. I swear there was a game this week where they had all the teams playing.
Mm,
And it was mad still. So, been a busy week.
come on. I mean, look, it has been a busy week. We've got a lot of topics to discuss. But before we do anything and break anything down, people, make sure you're hitting that like button when you come through, hitting that subscribe button as well. If you're new, hit that notification bell because we got a lot of stuff coming on the channel over the next month. World Cup, all of that big, good stuff going on. But hey, look. There's actually, as well. If you're coming in here, people, when you hit the top of that comment there, I've pinned CM's Twitch in the chat. So make sure you hit that and take him through. It will take you through to his Twitch page. Follow that. You'll be also be able to get involved on his channel over there on Twitch, where he's doing United streams. He's doing gaming streams, football manager streams. So make sure you go check in with my guy CM on the Twitch. Hit that link at the top of the chat. But there's only one place to start. Obviously, the Nets are playing right now against the Clippers. They hired their official new head coach in Jack Vaughn. He's been an assistant with the Nets since 2016. What do you think about this move, my bro? Like, is this a good move for the Nets? Have they decided to go in house with somebody who knows the organization pretty well?
I think this one caught me by surprise first and foremost, because I think all of us, with the way the news was going, was expecting it to be another guy in Emo Udoka. Obviously, that didn't happen, and that there may have been an array of reasons as why that didn't happen. Obviously, with what took place before the start of the season with the Boston Celtics, but I think it's a good move. They were limited with the kind of moves that they could have made Brooklyn, because it's almost like you're in desperation stations right now. You've got to try and pull off a move, and even people are saying the Ime Udoka thing, that's a long shot because of everything that's happened, and you're basically in last chance saloon right now. So having a guy who understands the organization, who's been around most of these guys and the players know him, it's a quick process when it comes to getting to know the coach's style of play, buying into that, and playing hard even more. So I think it's a good move for Brooklyn because it gives them a chance to make that swift transition and putting Jock Vaughn in that place where he can come across to the players as soon as possible, and then they can get this season rolling if they can.
Yeah. Big up my guy Chino in the building. What you saying, my bro?
Big up, man. Big up, CM. Big up, Roland. Bro, we suck, bro. The Miami Heat suck. Bro,
But Jimmy put up 35 though
bro,
against
no, bro, that's the problem. Why is Jimmy have to go deep in his playoff bag already in
already.
like week week 10, like game 10, bro? Like that's ridiculous, bro. We is garbage. But no, let's stick to the script though. I don't know what's
Yeah.
the script.
What you man saying? I mean, what you saying on Jack Vaughn being the new head coach for the Nets, man? What do you think about that move for the Nets?
I don't know him. Who him?
He's the he's been the assistant coach with the Nets since 2016. So he's been there. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know
Like
what?
he was the interim during the bubble, if you remember. You remember during the bubble, he was
Mm-hmm.
the interim coach for the Nets at that point in time, innit?
Um, what I would say is the Nets is a disgrace, and the owner Joey Tosser, because he's a tosser. That's what he is. He needs to sell the team because he's a disgrace. Because all of this that they're doing is because they're facing backlash. Because if no one had said anything, they would have um throw dirt on Kyrie Irving,
Mm.
and they would have hired Ime Udoka. But it's because people's hitting out on Joey Tosser and what he's doing in China and all that stuff.
Mm.
And they're facing the backlash of how disgraceful of an organization they are. That's the only reason why he backtracked on the Ime Udoka hiring.
Yeah.
and hired that guy, and gave that guy the job because that guy was there. He's
Yeah.
been the
He's been there.
assistant coach. So why was the email Docker news in the um public? Usually right away when a team, who was it? Tyronn Lue, when he was the assistant for somewhere before he got the Clippers job, right? Was it the Lakers?
Was he the assistant
No,
on
no, no. He was
when he had the
no,
Cavs?
he was the Clippers assistant.
Oh, the
He
Clippers
was,
assistant. Yeah.
and right away when they fired Doc, they named him the head coach
Oh,
because
yeah.
they knew where they were going. They didn't go searching. They
Mm,
didn't contact Quinn Snyder. They
mm,
didn't contact anyone. They knew Brooklyn Nets wanted Ime Udoka.
yeah.
They know the relationship with Kevin Durant is bad. Ime and KD have a good relationship. They wanted to go down that route to try to fix their relationship with KD.
Yeah.
So this new guy, I don't think it's gonna last. Anyways, I think Durant still wants out. Kyrie definitely don't want to be there. That's done. So yeah, let's just see what he does. I really don't care for them. They're garbage.
I mean, they're winning right now against on the road against the Clippers. They up 89-86. But and yes, Seth Curry, not Steph. Seth Curry just drained the free just right now. But um,
Mm.
I mean, yeah, I hear what you're saying in it. Like in terms of that situation where they've backtracked now because of some of the backlash from a lot of black media personalities, and former athletes and current athletes who are now in support of Kyrie in terms of how harsh the punishments on
Mm-hmm.
from the Nets, right? And so they didn't want to now hire Udoka, who we still know that the situation is kind of a bit funny because obviously the Celtics haven't actually resolved that situation. Because for me, I'm saying, and we spoke about it last week, see, and we was like, if you're gonna put him on a suspension, you might as well just let him go. Like, what's the point? Like, if he's not gonna come back into the team, like if you're putting him on this year's suspension and then you're letting him go and talk to other teams, just let him go from his contract. Like,
I wonder if the payout, like if you're looking at it from the Celtics perspective, right? What if this new coach don't work out for one?
mm,
Is the payout, is like, it was there something in his contract that if they fire him before the contract end, they have to pay him, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Pay out a certain amount of fee, which when you do the math, him just staying under the contract on suspension probably costs you less. Is there something like that, or are they just keeping him on retainer, like a blanket, security blanket, just in
mm,
case this guy don't work out? They could say, okay, Ime's coming back after his suspension. He served this time. We think it was a fair enough punishment. Now we want to move forward as an organization with Ime,
mm,
blah blah blah. You know what I mean? If
yeah,
in case that guy doesn't work out, because you don't
yeah,
want to just fire him, let him go. That guy don't work out. Now
yeah,
you're searching for a good coach. That there's not a lot around the NBA,
yeah,
and you're gonna start a whole new rebuild, whole new process.
mm,
When you know what I'm saying, like JB look like he don't want to extend there.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff like your team not getting younger, Smart not getting younger. Smart been in the league, like he been in the league.
yeah. I think it's
You
9
know,
years.
yeah. So a lot of the guys they're getting up in age now. Al Horford, you don't want to have a brand new rebuild when this next year, if he may come back, he knows the team.
Mm,
He just picks up where he left off, which where he left off was a finals. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
NBA
yeah,
finals. So I
yeah.
don't know. That's from my perspective. That's
No, but you raise a pretty good point in terms of like not firing him because obviously it's kind of a messy situation. It's not like he's done something that like is like worth firing. Do you know what I mean? Like it's more like he's had a personal relationship, it's come out, and now you can't fire someone for that. Like if you're having an extramarital affair, like how can you fire somebody for that? Like unless it's like let's say the owner was a woman and then you did that with her, then maybe there'll be grounds for that because it's the owner of the team. But if it's like a staffer, like a senior staffer, though, and he might, she's the wife of somebody who owns the team or is the owner of the team, I'm not too sure you can just fire that person just because that happened. That's your issue, innit? It's just come out in the media or it's come out in the public, innit? So, yeah, I understand that as well. It's a pretty good perspective. Now speaking back about the Nets, yeah, like, what do you guys think about this kind of turnaround from a lot of black athletes, former athletes, current athletes, and media personalities, and that have now basically come out in support of Kyrie, you know, because of the Nets' kind of 6-point plan to get him back into the team? What do you guys think of this turnaround from people?
I think it was bound to happen to a certain extent, especially when you look at it. It goes through the initial phase where the heat is really hot when it came to Kyrie and obviously what he did and the reaction towards that in the media, and people can be a little hesitant to speak out in those situations when it is fresh, when there's a lot of uproar around that. You saw it the other day, even when kind of you saw LeBron kind of condemn it, other players speaking about it as well. But like you said, there were guys like Jay Will coming out and speaking about how it's kind of getting ridiculous at this point, where you look at, like you said, the 6-point plan where he was talking about apologizing, which he did, making a 500,000 donation. 500,000 ain't no easy money in any person. The anti-hate causes, sensitivity training, anti-Semitism training, meeting with leaders and the team owners. He even met with Adam Silver. So when you look at those certain things and you think of the player, I mean, fair enough, he didn't directly apologize straight away, but when you kind of look with context, he was saying, listen, there's no way I can be what you're trying to label me as in the first place. Maybe he could have apologized sooner and said it literally, but he was trying to get that message across, and the media were kind of painting it in a way where he was kind of saying no, and refusing to do that. But yeah, it was bound to happen because, look, fair enough, you penalize him for promoting, quote unquote, the film and stuff like that, which once again is still up there, being promoted by one of the biggest platforms in the world. We don't speak too much about that, but yeah, they kind of went overboard with the kind of things they were trying to make him do, and there were a lot of descriptions by people on how times have passed and how this kind of relates to times of past. But yeah, it's for me, it was kind of refreshing because when it looked like everybody was against him and he was kind of by himself on this one, at least you can see there are some people who can say, look, he made a mistake, but now it's time to give him an opportunity to almost prove himself once again.
Yeah.
And let his basketball do the talking. Bring him back. Let his basketball do the talking. Of course, let his words do the talking when he's in press conferences and stuff like that. I think we all knew in this scenario that Kyrie Irving was not anti-Semitic. He made a mistake, and people make mistakes, some worse than others. Now is the time where you move on from it. You've got the statement from Adam Silver, Joe Tsai, other people. Whether you like him or not, that's another thing, but that's just a personal agenda within itself. Now's the time to let the player get on with life and do his thing.
Yeah, Chino, I'm interested to hear your perspective on this, because you're a very opinionated person, like on this, and you don't even care. You're no filter with it. So, because obviously, there was a lot of talk, people were really having a go at LeBron in particular, because obviously,
bro, LeBron James 500 lashes on conduct of becoming number.
If you saw that video, what he's referring to is so funny. The Dr. Umar, if you guys ain't seen it, look, go to YouTube or Instagram, Twitter, you will see it there. It's too funny. But what's your perspective on this, Chino?
Listen, bro. I hear CM, and what CM, everything that CM said, I agree on, bro. But my thing is, right, if all them LeBron, except for Jay Will, because Jay Will came out like he came out the gates before all of them started like
Yeah.
saying this and that. Jay Will was one of the first one out the gates. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah, bro. F all that. LeBron James, he came out before and said some he don't like. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, he ain't shed no light on like the type of person Kyrie is in the
Mm.
beginning. But now that everybody else starts speaking up, that's when he jumped on
Mm.
the bandwagon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. Like I just don't understand. Let me just get into some comments and I'll let you know. Come back in there. He's gonna mute, but
So
yo,
yeah.
I can
Oh, go
continue.
ahead.
Continue, bro. Continue.
Oh yeah. So yeah, with all of that going on, like it's ridiculous how they condemn someone when they know where um his heart was. Like the guy was never like, oh, bun Jews or let's kill, like it was nothing like that. He made a mistake. He probably didn't watch the film. He probably just saw the name
Mm.
and probably read some of the description and posted it. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't know what was said about Jews in the film. He probably thinking it's something to do with the black community,
Mm.
because we know when it comes to the black community, that's where Kyrie, you know what I'm saying, like, and it's just ridiculous because I seen Roland. If you guys haven't followed him, go follow Pros Only Sports on Twitter, man. I see you post some of the stuff, like the screenshots of the
Yeah.
media, the good things you've done. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't see none of that in the media. It was like ridiculous how some news came out about, there was a news on the NBA Central thing, like, oh, an anonymous scout was very surprised when Steve Nash made a call a play and Kyrie ignored it 10 times in a row, wave it off 10 times. You know, like stuff like that is like, why is that coming out? We all know Steve Nash can't coach. He probably called some dumb floppy play, and the
Yeah.
player made no sense for the defense that Kyrie is reading. And if you don't know what a point guard is, for that anonymous scout, a point guard is actually the coach on the floor.
Yeah.
He can't do that. He have the right to, if the Steve Nash is sitting on the bench getting millions. He doesn't know nothing. Like I guarantee you, back in Nash days, his coach called play and he waved them off. Like
Yeah.
it was just things like this coming out. Like for what, you're attacking the guy's character because him and the whole all of this started, right? Because you know why? Because Kyrie's a guy like this, right?
Mm.
Media wanted him to apologize right then and there when he was doing the interview. He's like, I'm not gonna apologize because I'm not anti-Semitic. How can I be anti-Semitic if I am the Semitic? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know where I came from. I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm not gonna apologize if I didn't. You know what I'm saying? They 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 took it as in Kyrie thought, when Kyrie came out and apologized, he was like, okay, I offended people and I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to cause any harm. That's the right apology. I had nothing against him apologizing that way because he wasn't being Semitic towards anyone. But the thing is, right, Roland, this is the thing. It's like what they're doing is like, nah, we cannot let this Negro step out of line.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if this Negro step out of line, this is lashes. All this punishment and all the hellfire missile that they bring him down, Nike and all, now Nike want to grow morals and all this.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of BS, man.
Mm.
They just, it's, and the thing is, bro, that this is the thing. That's why I'm happy what Jay Will did, because like that's what needs to happen with a lot of these athletes, bro.
Mm.
Like even like someone like LeBron James. LeBron doesn't know, like LeBron, I think he knows, but the thing is, I think
He's
the
the face of.
power,
I mean, he was the face. I mean, I'm not gonna say was. He is
yeah,
kind of the face of the NBA. If you say NBA, LeBron
yeah.
James. So like, if he was to say something completely like
Mm-hmm.
something that wasn't
Every,
expected,
yeah,
then bruv, they would have tried to kill him too. Do you know what I'm saying? So he had to toe the line. But the thing about it is, you can toe the line, but not be disrespecting the person that you play, because you played with him, like you played with him, like you won a championship together, so you actually know him. You've been in the locker room with him. I'm sure you've also known him outside of basketball completely, and you know he's not like that. So you can't now condemn him in front of the media for people to see, type of thing. And it's just kind of like, I think a lot of people were kind of like taken aback by it. Like, this is LeBron James. Like, to be honest with you,
Exactly.
if LeBron says we're not playing basketball today, like how they did when the protests and all of that was happening in America after a number of incidents, Breonna Taylor and all of these type of incidents that was going on in the US at the time. The players came together and said, we're not playing basketball today. Basketball's not important. And then people were going out to do their work within their communities and whatnot. So why couldn't they come together and stand by a player who a lot of them will probably know, like, well, some not as well, but some would know well and know he's not like that. So come out and defend him.
But it's crazy though. Like CM said, this is still up. This is still up on Amazon platform, right?
Yeah, still there.
And you want to know one of the two companies right now in a bidding war to get the NBA rights to stream games?
Let me know. Tell me. Let me know.
Amazon.
Mm.
And it's ridiculous how and even to this day, Deontay they haven't came out and condemned Amazon, bro.
Yeah,
like not a word, not the school, because I'm telling you, it's this. All of this is we are gonna show the Negroes that they're always gonna be Negroes. You work for us, not because we're paying you. You get in your place, stay in your line, and that and like to wrap it up. That's why they didn't get the apology, because that's what he's not one of them. He's not one of them to go for it, because he's like, I ain't gonna fall in line. Like, I don't care. Like, we see this guy miss out money because he said, I'm not putting that in my body. Like, I don't know what that is. Like, he have morals and principles, and like he knows he's one of them. Like, he got deep. I don't know what opened up his eyes, because he wasn't like this in Cleveland, but I think when he went to Boston, he started studying his history.
Yeah.
And start learning more about the Black community and the Black history and stuff, and start finding his way and finding himself. And yeah, he wasn't going for none of that. So, you know what I'm saying? But Joey Tassa, he can, you know what? He can do one, bro.
Yeah.
I do not like that guy, bro.
Bro, I mean,
talking about him and his wife went to Kyrie's house. If I was the one that prepared that meal for him, I would have spit in it, bro.
Okay.
No, I'm playing, but yeah, go on. Let the show go on.
Yo, that's a way to end that topic, fam. Wow. I can't lie. But the Nets are winning right now. They're gonna win this game against the Clippers on the road, which is good for them, you know, with their new head coach and all of that.
Clippers stink.
Yeah, they for some reason, I mean, I know Kawhi they're managing him, they have to, because like you can't just let him come in there after those 2 years out. Like, but yeah, the rest of the team looking a bit shaky, brother. Where's Terrence Mann, bruv? Terrence Mann was what? This is year 3 for him. I'm like, yeah, you should be in this team, fam. Like, what's going on? Man's on the bench, riding bench, bruv. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, but by the time Kawhi come back, though, if they just stay within the playoffs and reach and playing and all that, by the time Kawhi fully up to date next year, when his software fully up to date again, they should be all right. But the Jazz, bro, we got to speak about the Jazz.
Yeah, we going there next. We're going there next. Yeah, let me get into these comments as well, bro, because there's a few in here. Big up my guy NN in here, said, when are you giving us World Cup content? I'm tired of football and basketball right now. Both my teams are shy. We watched on Thursday night. We were watching the Sixers against the Hawks, and when I tell you, yeah, both teams, they're bad. They are very bad to watch. I cannot lie to you. Yeah, they're very bad. Like from beyond the arc, they're very poor. Both teams. Like the only person that was on that court that could actually shoot the free ball was Trae Young. Everybody else, it's not. Yeah, I'm good. And that Sixers team is trash. They're bad, like very bad. And that 14 million that James Harden gave up, they needed more. They needed more money from, because some of the players that I saw there, I said they're not up to scratch, fam. They're not. Like, yo. But big up my guy. And then World Cup content starts next week, Saturday. Preview show on Saturday. And then watch-alongs for most, or if not every single game, will be on the channel as well. So you got a lot of World Cup stuff to do, and then obviously there'll still be basketball content, like because the sport don't stop over here. We still be watching basketball, still be doing the Big Three show. So you already know. Man said every team man root for suck right now. Yeah, Chelsea, Graham Potter. I'll leave it for another day. I'm leaving for another day, fam. Man gave SAS lashes, bruv. Big up Super Nick in here. They were looking ridiculous, hypocritical, and setting a precedent that doesn't fit in with policy and procedures and could prove to be litigious. Litigious. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't even know what that means. I'm gonna do my research though. I need a dictionary. People are more knowledgeable now and are not allowing the media to run away with the narratives that are poorly formed, which is true. They literally ignored what he said to fit within their agenda, but haven't called for the film to be taken out of circulation. This is the thing. I think I saw loads of people actually watch the film after it was all this stuff started happening. And then people were saying that there's no real anti-Semitic themes within the film. Apparently, I haven't watched the film. I need to watch the film though. I'm gonna buy it or rent it or whatever to check it out. Garcia, what was you gonna say?
Nah, I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah, there's been a lot of contrast in views on what's been going on with the film and stuff like that, and whether the media are being 100% truthful on their side. Who knows?
Because the thing about it is, this is like, once something like this happens, this is probably the media's one opportunity to really finish a character of somebody. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, as soon as you start to cross that line, for them, they will decide to destroy you at that point. And this is probably that point that they thought, yeah, let's pounce. So like, but then at the same time, we don't know what's in the film. I need to watch the film. I still haven't watched it. So until I watch it and give my own judgments, I won't bring the judgment here. I'll do it offline, just in case, there's something in there that's a bit yay. But it is what it is. And then saying that he saw a Malcolm X short a few minutes ago when they asked him is he anti-Semitic? And he said that the same thing as Kyrie, but also they added that anyone that questions Jews, they use that defense. It's a very sticky topic. I can't lie to you about their community, because my true thing for it is that they've been allowed to rebuild their community after their atrocity that happened. We all seen it. We know it's in history books. We know what happened, but they've been allowed to rebuild their community, whereas Black people still haven't been able to do that after theirs. We've just been fractured, put in different places, and been told to fend for yourselves. So it's one of those types of things, isn't it? That's my opinion on it. But he then went on to say that it's a fact that white people owned most of the stores in Black communities, and that it wasn't anti-Semitic to point out that most of them were Jews. This is what I'm saying. It's like, this is, I'm not even gonna lie, because when you look at it, look at some of the teams that are owned in the NBA, but look who's working for them. Look at the majority of the people that are working in the NBA. Look at the owner of the commissioner of the league. We could speak about this in real detail because the truth and the facts are out there. But as soon as you say something that goes against what the people that own these types of things, then it's a problem. But hey, it's mad how they demand so much from Kyrie Irving, but they can't respond to any of his questions, showing their ignorance and need to control Black players. And that's true, because when he started rebutting what they were saying, and especially in those kind of off the cuff press conferences, he was giving that answers back. He weren't quiet. He weren't apologetic or anything. He was standing his ground type of thing, and they didn't like it. So then they started to ask certain types of questions and this, that, and you have to try and catch him out. And he just wasn't going for it, type of thing. He just wanted to shut them down because it was just yeah, we're not doing that here. Let's move on to the next question. I don't know if you guys saw this from Minister Farrakhan. He had a speech about what was happening with Kyrie, and then obviously the Kanye West one. But see, the Kanye West one, I'm going to put it to the side because I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure about that guy in it, but but the Kyrie one, yeah. So he spoke about it, and he's very he was even shelling down on LeBron James and Charles Barkley and the way that, and Shaq, and that, for what they were saying about Kyrie and the choice he made here. and how we have to, when somebody potentially steps across a line, sometimes we have to protect our people, just to make sure that they're still supported, regardless of whatever's happening or coming their way in terms of backlash. Like, we have to show united front as a community, because that's what they would do in other communities, type of thing. So yeah, so I mean, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. I think it's on YouTube, because they tried to shadow ban him and all of that type of stuff too. So if you could check it out, you can check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who they try to ban?
Minister Farrakhan, innit? They took him all off all the platforms and that, because they tried to say his speech is hate speech, and it's like he's basically like a terrorist and all of this. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't got no socials anymore. I don't think he has a YouTube channel. It's the Nation of Islam's YouTube channel. They can't take that down. But so it's kind of crazy still. Ghana's 26. I'm not even gonna lie. Monday, I'm gonna do a reaction to the squad. Like, I'm actually just gonna do a quick reaction to the squad. Like, I won't be alive or anything. It'll be recorded, because I'm not ready for what I'm about to see on that sheet of paper, bruv. When they release it, because I've already seen a few man. Jeffrey Schlupp has come out as, no, not him, but his agent and I think a family member have come out on social media slandering the GFA already. I know Felix Afena-Gyan is not on the plane. He left Roma in the summer. He's gone to another team in Italy. He's not on the plane. I can already, like, I don't, in my heart, I'm already feeling Asamoah Gyan, they're gonna just pick him. This guy's not played football for any club since, like, I want to say last year, but he wasn't even playing in Europe or Asia. He's playing in Ghana, fam. Ghanaian league. Nah, I can't have him. He's 37 or something, 38. My heart is pounding, bruv. When that announcement happens, and you see our FA, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going off topic. Our FA are bad, Everybody else has been announcing their squads all this week. We're announcing it Monday, They're gonna do it on GFA app and all of this stuff. No, they're moving mad anyway. But you get a reaction on Monday. Yeah.
So big's gonna happen.
That's all I know. Litigious, tending or too ready to take legal action to settle disputes. Okay, understood.
You saying I'm gonna have to start eating the Nigerian food, jollof rice instead, man?
Don't do it, please. Don't do it. Your stomach. I'm just letting you know. Don't do it. The media as a whole is owned and most times headed by people of Jewish ancestry. Denying this level of control looks very sus. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, let's not lie here. Like, do you know what I mean? Right, let's move on. The Utah Jazz, Chino mentioned them a little bit earlier. They are number 1 in the Western Conference. They seem very spurred on by, the talks of tanking, because obviously there's a unicorn out there in Victor Wembanyama, who's been shelling as well for France as well, internationals as well. He scored 20 points for France. I believe that's his debut for the national team. There was talks of tanking, and a lot of teams are going to be in that pot. The Spurs, and people have been talking about the Lakers and this, that, and the other. Laurie Markkinen was speaking about that in a I think, I don't know who he was speaking to. I'm not too sure who he was speaking to, but he had an interview and he was talking about that. They're 10-3 for the season. They're looking like the surprise package. What do you guys think about this start by the Jazz? Like, because they lost 2 of their best players in the offseason.
Man, they've been electric to start the year, bro. And to mention that, where you thought you lose Rudy Gobert, you lose Donovan Mitchell, you're like, all right, this is a surefire reset for Utah. But that hasn't been the case. You're looking at a guy in Laurie Markkinen, and it's funny because I was watching a video earlier on him and how kind of Chicago was expecting him to step up in certain scenarios and be that guy, but he just wasn't ready for that role. And he's now warming into that role, having had a good international period in the off season, and then coming into Utah and really lighting it up for him. I believe he's averaging around 24 points per game most of his career. I believe a career high in points and shot attempts, really. And then you still got guys like Jordan Clarkson, Malik Beasley, all of these guys that have come over from the Timberwolves trade, who have a chip on their shoulder. They're hearing all of the chatter saying that this team ain't gonna do nothing this year, and they're playing with a certain level of fire, and it's really good to see. What's gonna be interesting is how long they'll be able to keep up with and whether there will be a shift. Because you do see with teams, it's funny because I can even mention OKC in this where they're kind of doing too well.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
you take certain guys out of the team to say, you know what, we need to hold back a little bit and prepare for the draft lottery. So it's going to be interesting to see how Utah kind of operate once you do get to that all-star break, maybe trade deadline and stuff like that, to see who they're going to be putting out, who they're going to try and sneak on the injury list and all them things there. But you can't fault their start to the season. I mean, Colin Sexton having a roll off the bench, and even though last game he wasn't as good against Atlanta, he's been really good this season himself, coming in from Cleveland, kind of seeing how they picked Darius Garland over him. There's another piece of motivation. So this roster's full of those kind of guys.
Yeah. Chino,
Before
before
I touch on that, bro, oh my God, my franchise is in the mud. FTX Arena is no, bro.
Yeah,
Them man is scamming clients.
I see it.
You know, listen. Now, Bang Bros is submitting a
what?
bid.
Wait,
Bang Bros.
Wait, whoa. Wait, no. No.
Bro.
Where do you see that? Where did you see that?
This is a lie. This must be on them parody accounts, man.
No.
You're lying.
No, man.
You're actually lying, fam. No, I have to tell you. You are
Let me
lying.
tag you, man, bro. Oh my God, bro.
No, you're lying.
No.
Yo!
Oh my God.
Bang Bros they won't do
bro, imagine Bang Bros Arena, bro.
They won't do it.
No, they can't, fam. They can't.
They actually can't.
Okay, so no, but the Jazz though, I hear what CM was saying, you know, and what CM said about stashing players, bro. All what's the name is doing right now, bro. Danny Ainge is building up marketing value because, bro, by December he's shipping him out for like the 2 first-round pick that the Lakers have, and a few more, bro. I'm telling you. He's building up these guys, and he about to be shipping them again for picks, bro. He wasn't expecting this. No one was expecting this start.
Crazy.
I mean, clearly, because even Clarkson is a guy that a contender team is gonna come in for. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, it's real. The Bang Bros is real, bro.
Yo, it actually is real now. Yeah,
it's ridiculous, bro. We are in the mud. I don't know why they got rid of the American Airlines.
Yo, that's wild. I don't know what kind of money they're gonna bring, but boy,
I'm surprised by them, man. I wasn't expecting I was expecting right now to be 0-13, you know what I'm saying? But they're doing good, and it's good but I'm telling you, just watch out. Watch in the middle of this. By time December roll around, January, most of them guys is getting shipped out again for some first round picks.
Yeah, because the thing about it is that what CM said as well was right. Like they may have to be. They're keeping an eye on that draft lottery because they may decide, hey, we're going a bit too well now, and we'll miss out on somebody that could potentially transform our team. You know, and no, I'm not even just talking about Wembanyama. I'm talking about even some of these guys that are going to be projected 2, 3, 4, you know, in the top 5 of the draft class for next year. So, you know, there's a potential there that they need to try and do what they need to do now and then kind of see what happens. But yeah, I think it is a surprise because obviously a lot of them guys in that squad, as CM said as well, that they've got something to prove. Like they've just been shifted out to Utah, because obviously even Pat Bev opted out because I knew there was no way he was staying in Utah. I just know because the way he talks trash, that was never happening. So he had to opt out. But then the rest of the guys, obviously, they don't have that kind of stature to kind of move. So they had to just kind of settle in and just try and do what they need to do. And they're all kind of performing really well together as well as a team. So we have to see what happens with them out in the Western Conference because Steph and the Warriors look like they're not trying to give up this title so easily because they're doing some stuff.
Look at this post. the Nets are now 4-1 without Kyrie. Like for what? Why you have to pose that?
Yeah, you don't need to say
What's
that.
their record without Steve Nash?
You know what I'm saying? Trust. That's the real.
Mhm.
That's the real
Yeah.
question here. Because without Steve Nash, they've actually done really well. Like I can't lie to you. Like I think Jack's Vaughan has won. Is it 6 games? I think. I think it's 6 because he started off 2-2. So potentially he's won 6 games now as the coach. I think. I don't know. Maybe he's won 4.
Bro, Oladipo showed up to the game today, bro. In a Black Panther thing, doing the Wakanda Forever the one thing. Bro, tell me why they come in and say his knees need vibranium.
No, 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 no.
Bro, this guy is supposed
Uh,
to be ready this season, bro, and my knee gave out right before the season started,
that's
bro.
kind of peak because I saw him. I saw him in the off season. He was working hard though. He really was. Like, and yeah, this is bad. This is bad. Hey, I'm moving on to my team, man. We 5 wins in a row. We 5 in a row. We playing tonight against the Pistons. Hey, I want to shout out my team real quick. We ain't got to talk about them too, man. I'm just gonna shout them out still, man, because it was looking a little shaky after that double defeat against the Cavs, but they've turned it around, man. They've gone on the road against the Knicks. I know the Knicks ain't all great, but they go and break their franchise record 27 3 points made in the game. They win on the road against the Grizzlies, who they're actually doing pretty well themselves in the Western Conference right now. I think they're 8-3 for the season. Beating the Chicago Bulls as well, like who have had a mixed start to their season, but you know they've got the danger men there in their team too. So yeah, man, I have to shout out my team, you know, because obviously we have a very bad situation in regards to the coaching, but it's still coming together for some reason because we got the key in terms of like JT's been on a run this season. I can't lie, he's looking like he's going for that MVP. That's what he wants this season. I think he needs that. But yeah, man, I'm just shouting out my team real quick in it. Like we can move on if you guys ain't got nothing to say it.
They've been looking good so far, especially in this 5 game stretch where they've been able to win against some, you know, pretty decent. They're coming off of two wins against a Denver Nuggets side who they play some decent basketball themselves. You look at the team that they have, and that was a really good win last time out against them, 131-112. Like you said, you look at guys like JT averaging over 30 points per game this season on a tear. Jaylen Brown locked in as he always is. And then you got Al Horford contributing from time to time. Grant Williams, you know, he's kind of off and on at times, but when he's shooting, he's really shooting.
Yeah.
And then off the bench, contributors like Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, who's really stepped up this season as a shooter off the bench for Boston. You know, you guys have got options. And even in the guys that don't play, you can get some decent minutes out of the likes of Blake Griffin, even though he isn't what he once was. You got Noah Vonleh in there as a backup who, even though you would like to improve that center position, he'll still offer you something in certain games. So yeah, it's looking good for Boston right now.
I'm taking it, man. I'm comfortable right now. Like we going again. We got to get to another finals, fam. I'm telling you, man. All right, let's move on. Steph Curry, 40 points in the comeback against the Cavs.
As you know, I'm not talking about that.
I know you ain't gonna say nothing. I already know you're a hater, bro.
Yeah.
It's all good. You're a hater, bro. It's all good, isn't it? Like,
I wish nothing but what the people in that city do on that team. Pitchfork and fire to that team.
Steph Curry, 40 points in the comeback win against the Cavs. Hey, what you man saying?
Wait, first, what I want to say is, can I go first, CM?
Go on. You say what you say.
First, what I want to say is, Sonia Curry, she should be a disgrace. She's a disgrace to the human race. She should be ashamed of herself.
Wait, why?
She should go be friends with Jada Plunkett, and they should go sail off in a banana boat together, go out in the ocean, and never to be seen again. Because why would she come out and say she almost had an abortion for Steph Curry?
I know this.
Lady, who asked you?
And okay,
this is one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game. change the game, and you coming out to so disrespectful, man. Something's wrong with her. Something is wrong with the lady.
She is
Ever
on.
since you
That's
see these ladies
really the
that
thing.
be cheating on their husband, the Plunkett and
Yeah, the
the
thing.
Sonia Curry, like these ladies, something is wrong with their head, you know. Some like why would she say that?
Yo, that is wild.
But yeah, the
That is,
Warriors, um, I don't know. It's a shaky start of the season for them, bro. I can't lie.
I mean, I heard Draymond still wants out. Um, he's been speaking to LeBron. Obviously, we can speak about the Lakers in a bit, but apparently he wants to go to LA and ride out the last point of his career. Why are you shaking your head, fam? Right,
Fam,
so, why are you shaking your head?
Draymond Green of the Lakers, bro. Fam, that's a recipe for disaster, fam. They're already building
Yeah,
houses over there, fam.
I'm happy to see him say it because a team without shooting is bringing one of the worst 3-point shoot. The guy shoot like he got a backpack on, like he got a John Sport on, bro. And that's the guy you want to bring on the team when you need the Lakers. What they need to do is run them 2 first-round picks for Duncan Robinson and Max Strus. That's
Yeah,
what they need.
yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want. I think they want Miles Turner, bro. And you know what I'm saying? And Buddy Hill, that's who I think they would want because Miles Turner, I think in the last 3 years in the NBA has been the guy that has the highest shot percentage out of everybody. So like that's who you go for. Like I know Duncan Robinson and Max Strus are shooters on their day, but that's because you're selfish. You just want your first round picks, bro. You want to rebuild that team again with some real guys in it. Like you need to relax over there, bro, in Miami, fam. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like they want the guys that are gonna help them right now, type stuff. Like you know what I'm saying. As soon as they join the Lakers, it's gonna transform the thing. They need to run them first round picks, but Steph is still doing Steph things. Like even at this stage of his career, I think how old is Steph? 34, I think he is. I believe he is anyway. But like he's keeping the team going in the sense like if he's there and he's shooting the way he does, we've seen over the last several years in the NBA, you always have a chance. It's about the rest of the team matching that kind of level of consistency and even the ability to be able to change games like he did against the Cavs this last time out. Now, what do you think is kind of after this kind of like pretty bad start to the season? What do you think is going to happen for them moving forward? Like, do you think they can kind of like stabilize and then kick on, or is it going to be a bit of up and down?
Yeah, I mean, that was a much needed win first and foremost for the Warriors against a Cavs team that have been playing really, really well to start the season, much like the other teams like Utah we've been speaking about. But like you said, Steph Curry's there. The bright spots I'm looking at for Golden State right now, you got Andrew Wiggins, who he can give you 20 a night. Jordan Poole off the bench, who can give you something. A little inconsistent at times. Same with Wiggins, really. The whole team has been a little inconsistent, but they can give you a little something. But when you look at guys like Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, I mean, those guys are even more inconsistent to a certain extent. Where you look at Klay, and earlier on, I was like kind of hesitant to say, but he's definitely not the player Klay Thompson was in his prime.
Yeah,
he's taken most of his shots beyond the arc, and he's just not been able to hit them at an efficient clip. I'm looking at his stats this season. He's shooting just over 32% from free, which is not Klay Thompson. He's shot 41% in his career. I mean, 34.9% from the field. That's really bad. So, and then you look at Draymond Green, and obviously his decline over the last few years. Of course, we'll see he elevates to a certain extent once the playoffs get there, but you still need to perform in the regular season. And that's not what we've seen from the Golden State Warriors this year. They don't look like that well-oiled machine that we've been used to seeing in their successful years, including last year. So something definitely needs to change there, whether it's a change of mentality or just, guys holding themselves accountable, because there's too many inconsistencies, and they have the talent there. In the end of the day, they just need to put it together and play together. Obviously, there are the controversies of what happened before with Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, and not ongoing dramas with Draymond Green trying to earn that contract or trying to go elsewhere because he feels that maybe he's being disrespected by the organization. But you all need to put that together, come together for at least one last season and show why you can be a great side, show why as individuals and a group you can be a great team together.
Yeah, man, that's true. Chino, what are you feeling about this whole situation at the Warriors, man? Like, how do you think it's going to end up for them this season? Chino's gone, fam.
God again.
Chino's gone again, fam. The phone's about to lock off, man. You already know. You can feel it, man. You can feel it. He's gone. He's gone. I'll get his opinion when he gets back, bro. Let's move on to the Lakers. Obviously, now they're 2-10 for the season. They've lost their 5th straight game in a row. LeBron's now injured as well, and apparently they could be in the running for that draft lottery pick. Potentially could see themselves with a unicorn in their team should they tank. Is Russ back? Because like Russ has been cooking, for the last 6 games or something. Like I can't even lie. I saw him in the game against the Cavs on Sunday, last Sunday, and I was like, yeah, he looks back. He looks happy. So what do you guys think, man? Like what's going on with the Lakers, bruv? This is 5 straight losses, bruv. We thought they were about to turn it around after their 2 straight wins.
Well, what I'm happy to see is the resurgence of Russell Westbrook, because he's one of them guys, even though, there's been a decline here and there, he's probably one of the most disrespected players in the league. And some people can say, well, that's because of the contract that he earns. But, at the same time, we got to look away from the money, because money keeps on increasing when it comes to sports nowadays. But we got to treat these players like human beings. And you can imagine how tough it has been for Russell Westbrook. I mean, you were speaking about it. I think it was last season where he kind of wore a jumper that his son made for him when he went to the game, and he was kind of speaking about how it's hard and how he doesn't want his family to come to games because man never calling him Westbrook and all of these things there. Like you can imagine how that can affect people that are close to you and love you and appreciate you. So it's good to see his resurgence coming off the bench, and he's bringing a certain level of energy to the team now. The problem is you've got LeBron who's aging, who's getting injured again, and he hasn't really been at his best this season. I think I saw something where efficiency-wise, this is his worst shooting efficiency since his rookie year. So
that's crazy.
Would that continue to be a thing for LeBron? Is it a situation where maybe now we have to accept that LBJ is not the same guy and he's starting to dip? Anthony Davis, even though he's been better this season, you can still see the remnants of that back injury and how it's affected me, even though he has been better defensively and offensively. But you look at the Lakers, I mean, there's so many problems with that team. Offensively, they're the worst team in the NBA. Defensively, they're the 19th best team in the league. So there's nothing good going for them at this moment in time. And I remember when the league kind of initially started, defense was what was holding them up and keeping them close in games. And that's kind of taken a nosedive now. And now when you account the injuries to LeBron, think about how many injuries how many games he could possibly miss this season. Same with AD. And then you're relying on Russell Westbrook to carry it with everybody else out there. That roster isn't really good enough to survive if they're missing out on one of those 2 guys, even one of those 2 guys. So, like what you said, is it time to push the buttons and say, look, we need to change something desperately? I've been hearing some people say, hey, Russell Westbrook's kind of building back up his rep around the league. Maybe a few more teams are going to try and bite on that. Who knows? But the Lakers, this looks like it's going to continue. I mean, just based off of their record, it's a horrific start to the season. 2-10. 2-10 for the Los Angeles Lakers. A team with Russell Westbrook, AD, LeBron, and you look at their supporting cast, it's just not good enough. And boy, I mean, you must be looking at Rob Pelinka now and Dini Bus and all of those people in the organization saying they're stressed out and they've got a big job to do before the trade deadline. Because what do you do? The Lakers fans are always going to demand success. They're always going to demand greatness out of their teams.
Mm.
Are you going to try and push yourself in that position to say, look, we want to still win games, we want to compete for titles, get to the playoffs? Are you going to say, you know what? We're defeated. We made mistakes along the way, and it's time to kind of rewrite the narrative before it gets too late.
Yeah. Boy, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't.
yo,
Go ahead, Chino.
they can't even tank for one Benyama because they don't own the pick. The Pelicans own that.
So that. Thank you for clearing that up, yeah, because I thought that they could be within a shout with it if they was to have a really terrible season. But even they can't get that, then yeah, it's mad.
Can't get that.
That's mad.
So
Oh,
this
boy.
season is they have to do something in the playoff or it's a bust.
That's crazy, man. Because the thing about it is just looking at this year, like how did they turn this around? Like I can't see how you're gonna do it because like
Well,
you're gonna need three players that are gonna help transform this team because and I can't tell you who because it's like anybody could come in there and they have a certain reputation in the league and that the team they're at, but they come to this situation and it just doesn't work for them. So I don't know, like
Russ been playing good though. I can't lie off the bench. Yeah, Russ got it. Russ got to get out of there, man. I don't like how they turned on Russ. I think how they turn it around is they give up those picks because I think they're holding on to them because that's the only two they owned.
Yeah.
It's like how are those picks the only two you owned? Because they gave up a lot of picks to get AD, but I didn't think you should have give up that much when you give up Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's too like I mean I know it's AD, but in hindsight, when you look at it, you're like, yo, did we give up we did give up too much. I mean, they can say they got a ring out of it. They did get a ring out of it.
But like, do
Um,
we count that ring though? This is why because I don't count that ring, fam. That was not a ring, bro.
a ring is a ring because if I won it,
Hey,
I would have counted it.
listen, in the end of the day, it's true what Cheeto said. A ring is a ring, innit?
At
But
the
you
end
have
of
to
the
look
day,
at you have to look at the decisions they made after they won that
yeah,
ring
Okay,
and
yeah,
how
yeah.
the roster drastically changed the
Yeah.
decisions they made not to bring back guys like your Caruso's,
and
etc.
Carl
And
Wentz,
also,
yeah,
and as good as Russell Westbrook has been recently, the decision on the Lakers' part to bring him in and go for that third star kind of lineup was the stupidest thing they ever did. Instead of building with depth and like what Chino says, shooting what you guys say, shooting around LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who want kind of perimeter dominant players when you're talking about shooting beyond the arc. It was the worst possible decision you could have made.
Yeah, because that like
yeah.
because you're right, because it's not really about like them, like trading for AD or anything like that. Like it's after they won the ring because you had a team that was constructed pretty well. I don't know how long it could have stayed together, like because Caruso's fine, but then you're looking at the likes of Rondo, who's he's old
Oh,
now. Like
Kuzma too.
yeah, Kuzma, yeah, sorry about Kuzma. Like even KCP as well was a decent player. Like he helped them a lot, like in terms of 3-point shooting. He's helped
You
them out.
know what? You know what the thing is why they got rid of Kuzma is because Kuz is a 4, and that big bum they have, he don't want to play the 5 because Kuz could have shared the floor with them because Kuz can shoot.
Yeah,
He can take over a game if you put the ball in his hand. He have that ability, but he can also he's a guy that can just sit in the corner and shoot, and he won't really blow cold like that. I mean, at the Lakers he was because most of the time he don't get the ball for like, you know what I'm saying, one or half, and then to come out of a half, then you start trying to pass to him.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like you guys saying, they did that wrong after they won that championship. But I think Miles Turner can help them because there's a shot blocker that's gonna help your defense, anchor your defense. There's a guy that can pop out, pick and pop. It's not so good as a roller. I mean, he can score under the basket, but he's not like good as a roller. Like the number one roller in the league right now is Bam, right? And why? Because he's very athletic. Because he's quick. So when he rolls, he's either going to get fouled or he's going to get a dunk or a layup. So
Yeah.
Miles Turner is not that. He's pretty slow. He's pretty slow on his feet. So he contest his shot easily, but he can pop out and give you the three that the Lakers need. Um, Buddy Hield, Buddy Hield will be a good like they need. Like it doesn't matter if Buddy Hield 3-point percentage is down from his numbers from Sacramento.
Mm.
It doesn't matter. They just need someone who can shoot because Buddy can shoot, and his numbers are down now because, bro, Benedict and Oliver, they're going nuts. So you know what I'm saying. The ball between them two, there's just so much more ball for the likes of Turner and Heel and these other guys on the team. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
no, they need to talk to the Pacers about that, man, and see if they can get those two guys. I think those two guys will help them. And yeah, somebody else because Kendrick Nunn is not it. Like Patrick Beverly is not it. Guys like Austin Reeves starting at the like them guys is not it. So
Those are
Then-
those kind of guys are giving me throwbacks to yesteryear Laker rosters. You know what I mean? Them down
yeah.
times with Kobe and all of them
Yeah.
things there when you had
Mhm.
certain man in a team who had no business being starting.
yeah, it's true, man. It's very bad. Like their decline over the last 2 years is kind of scary. I can't even lie. Going from a ring to this now, like it's kind of crazy, man. But the thing about it's entertaining as well, isn't it? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's entertaining seeing where they are and like all the drama surrounding them because they should not be in this position right now, but they are. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Oh,
Actually, let me get into some comments here as well.
I'm about to tag you. Get to the comments. I'm about to tag you, man, in something. I don't want to really read it out.
Alright.
I don't know. I don't know what it's saying. I'm trying to read, but I can't read.
Alright.
I mean, I can, but I can't. I can't.
Super Nick saying she's problematic. This has got to be Sonia Curry because
Yeah.
because that gave me Jada Pinkett vibes. I can't even lie, but we don't need to know that was going on in your life at that particular point in time. The truth of the matter is that the son you produced is now the greatest shooter in the NBA, isn't it? So let's keep it moving. You don't need to talk about what was happening around your life at that time. We didn't need to know that. Actually, whilst we're here, big up Moss here. Yeah, he says OKC had 3 Canadians. They schooled the Raptors last night. This is directed at UCM, seeing as your team. Talk to me about OKC's like kind of little run that they've been on over the last few games because there's been some good moments though.
Yeah, I mean they're 5-7 in the year, and we were kind of speaking about it before. This team they compete, bro, and sometimes you have to kind of shut down certain players for us to get a position because obviously the bigger picture is looking into the draft and where we can get placed in the lottery to bolster the squad. That's how we got guys like Shet, how we could possibly get some good draft, a good pick for next year's draft. But these guys, they play every night, they compete. Of course, we'll lose a lot of games this season because we're just not there yet as a team, as a roster, development wise. But we have some really good players and they've developed a lot. You speak about Lou Dort, how he's developed from his first year, how like that CP3 season, you look at him, he wasn't very confident in his shot. You knew he was a defensive, like he was great defensively on the perimeter, but he's developed so much more as a scorer. And you love to see that. Shea obviously averaging over 30 points per game this season,
Crazy.
stepping up his game to a certain extent. And we're seeing that. The only thing you could probably say he needs to improve in is his 3-point shot, maybe getting more assists and sharing the rock a bit more. But like I said, when you have more options that are trusted, that's where it comes from. Right now, Shea's really that number one option. Maybe if Shet was in the team and he wasn't injured, you start to see those numbers kind of increasing a bit more with the scoring and all being shared around. Josh Giddey, you see him his ability to pass the ball and be that facilitator on the floor. The Trey Man also developing even more
Mm.
this year. And then you got guys like Pokushevsky, just great contributors all around. So, like I said, we don't expect a lot from this team, but it's so good when you see a bunch of young players competing night in, night out, because there are other teams that we'll probably touch on later who are further than us in their development stage,
Yeah.
and they're still bringing out performances where there's showing a lack of hunger to get somewhere, to get to the playoffs,
Yeah.
to compete in the playoffs, to compete in games alone. So it's so nice to see that.
That's good, man. Like, I think there's still like there's a little collection of teams that right now they're in that development stage, and it's like give them a couple years. If the right choices are made by the organization, all of a sudden they're now fighting for playoff places and stuff like that. Like in the West as well. Like it's going to be interesting to see, and in the East too. Like to see the kind of teams that may emerge over the next few years. Chino, was you gonna say something?
About what?
About this topic or not?
What you guys talking about?
CM's talking about OKC, baby.
Oh no, y'all can talk. No, I was just zoned out. I'm stressed, man. Arsenal look like they're about to win the league, bro.
Hey, if they win it, they win it, innit? Like it's one of them, innit? Like what can you do? You can't do nothing about it, fam. They've been building for this though. They've been building for this. We were saying this, bro. They don't even get top 4 this season, this peak, but they look like they're about to go all the way. Obviously, if you top by Christmas, more or less they have to have a very bad run of games at this point now. They just look too confident. You know, is one of those, isn't it? Like, you know, and they're able to go get over the line with their win. So if they can continue this pretty much for the rest of the season, they won the league. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those. It's about City. It's about what City do at this point because they're the only team I think that can topple them. So you have to wait and see in it. Let's move on to the Bucks. They're no longer unbeaten. Last time we spoke, they were what 7-0. Now they are, I believe, 9-2. I think.
Yeah, 10-2, 10-2.
Right. So they've lost a couple of games.
You didn't let me speak about OKC, man. OKC is doing good. Hey, CM, you want to trade straight to us?
Hell nah. you can stay with that. You can stay with Mr. Lowry and all the things there, fam. You know, Max Streets and all them guys.
You know, moving like Oliver Twist, fam. Like with the bowl out, fam. Bro. He wants more, fam. Go away, fam. Bro.
Nah. OKC, obviously OKC is that team you can depend upon if you're in a race for the teams high up the field, like let's say the Celtics and the Bucks are in for 1 and 2. OKC is that team that can beat either one of those on the nights where it's like, oh, if the Celtics lose this game tonight, the Bucks go in first position. If the Bucks lose it, that OKC, like they will win games. The thing is because they're such a young team, even since last year, it's the consistency. Yeah. They haven't developed that consistency of winning continuously games, like just win. But they can beat anybody on the night, bro. That roster is mad talented, and shit is not even playing right now.
Yeah.
Like shit is out for the rest of the season. That's how he says his name, right? Shit.
Wait, what?
Shit. He's not even playing right now, so.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Yeah, man, listen, I like what they're building. I mean, I know Presti would love for them to, they're going to slow up. Presti's looking at that lottery because he want to get in there because there's some picks in there, boy. Even if they miss out on one Benyama. Because there's I mean, the thing with Scoot is like he's gonna play the same position as like Gritty and Shea.
Yeah.
So it's as if they're gonna draft Scoot if they miss out on one Benyama, and then they're just gonna get mad picks for Shea or Gritty. Like OKC just have like a lot of firepower at their disposal. Like they could trade Lou Dart for 3 first round. You know what I'm saying? Like they have guys that championship teams can plug in. You know what I'm saying? Like good young players, team that's up and coming. You need, you know what I'm saying? You need this guy to plug in at the like even the Cavs. They need a power forward. Luke Dart is a good, not a power small forward, like because that's where the Cavs are. They are nice, good small forward away from being a real title
Contender.
contender in my
Yeah.
book. And Lou Dort is a solid 2-4. Like, cause he's at three. Why do I keep talking about power forward? It's because Miami need a power forward. Um, Dart is a good small forward because that's where he played, right? See him, the small forward.
Yeah,
So
you can plug him in there.
yeah, so you know what I'm saying. The OKC they got everything right now. They're building, but I don't think. I think Presti's trying to build another golden era like he did with Russ, um, Arden, and KD. People
Yeah.
don't even know Prince. Them man drafted Arden. You know, a lot of people think Arden came from Houston. I mean, that's young kids though, but like real, basketball OG, they know where James Harden came from.
Yeah.
Like,
That team was mad as well. Like,
yeah.
that
So.
and the picture, that picture with all five of them there together, yeah. And Ibaka is the only one that has a ring. That's kind of crazy still.
Mm-hmm. But KD got ring now.
Well, yeah, he's got a ring, but like at the time, guy, it was like a bit
Yeah,
mad. Yeah, when they said it, like it was like, yo, like,
yeah.
bro, Ibaka has a ring, bro. Because even
Even
him,
Steven Adams, they drafted Steven.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. Even Steven Adams too, bro. It's kind of
yeah,
crazy.
the OKC. No, no, I'm telling you, Sam Presti know how to find a talent. So I'm pretty sure, like he likes what he's seen now and what they're building the young guys confident. But he's looking at one being saying, brother, if we could get him and shit pairing in the front court, bro, it's gonna be shitty for a lot of teams, bro. Like, bro, shit, bro. You got two giraffes that can shoot, put it on the floor. Like, it's gonna be scary hours. It's gonna be like a skinny. You remember when Boogie and AD in New Orleans? It's gonna be a skinny version of that, bro. But
Listen,
yeah, yeah,
listen.
man. I'm sad because I wanted to see shit Clay this year, man. Shit look like he got some things about
Chino,
him.
Chino, killing me, bro. Stop, fam.
What? That's his name, bro. And CHET, bro. Shit, bro. Shit. Shit.
Yo,
Hey, Chino,
yo,
you're a legend, fam. You're a
yo,
legend.
fam. You're a funny guy. I
But yeah,
swear
man,
down.
I like OKC, and I never said this. Like, I never said this. Probably CM probably don't even know, but OKC is my second team. People be like, I don't have second team. I like OKC ever since the KD era, and back there I used to love them. They were my second team, but when we met them in the finals, big man, all that relationship was broken off until further notice. But nah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, but yeah, man. So I like what the young guys are doing, and yeah, long may continue. The only thing Preston need to run our 25 pick back though, bro.
This is
Need
25.
to, bro. Everybody got a pick for, bro. Miami is like we are so garbage, bro. You
Pat
see, if
Riley,
we,
Pat Riley sleeping, fam.
bro,
It's the longest nap you've ever seen in your life, fam. I'm telling you, fam.
he's finished. No, he's finished.
He's definitely finished. He finished at this point. He's definitely finished. Big up Guarin in here, man. Big up
Big
yourself.
up,
I know he's watching the Celtics game right now. We beating the Pistons at the moment, so
big up, man.
still.
What I will say though, Roland, about Pat Riley before you read the comments.
CNN, yeah, you're mad, man.
Pat Riley was living off D Wade legacy, and people thought Pat Riley was building things. Braun and Bosch came to South Beach to play with D Wade. D Wade recruited Jimmy Butler to Miami. These are all D Wade legacy. Pat Riley is living off it. Pat Riley haven't done a thing. All he needs to do now is retire. I'm tired of that old man. I'm sick and tired of his old white shiver self. You need to get out of here, bro. I'm tired of him.
Chilo, fam. And then you are also crazy, fam, for this comment right here, fam. You need to go sit down. Go sit down and have a cold drink or something. Cool down, fam.
No,
What is
you're right.
this, fam?
You're right. And
Yo, but they said send BBL Lowry to OKC.
bruh, hey, my guy, and eh,
You can keep that, fam. Doctor Miami and all the things there, man.
Yeah, that's
Closer.
it. Come to Miami. That's it. Stay there, bro.
hey, listen, CM, Kyle Lowry in OKC, bro. He will have the fattest ass in that city, bro. Cause
My God.
all them girls up there just have flat booty, bro. Kyle
Pause.
Lowry will have the fattest.
Pause. Pause, man. Big pause, fam. Yo. That was wild, fam.
But yeah, no, man. Yeah, we need to get rid of him, bro. I'm tired of him. I'm sick and tired of him. Uh,
But
let's go, Boston.
what do you think about the Bucks? Obviously, they lost their last. They've lost a couple of games since the last time we spoke, and now it's now looking like order's restored a little bit. You know, now there's no unbeaten teams in the league anymore. Everyone's been beaten now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is gonna happen with them? How does things change for them now as they're approaching games? Because they've been really good defensively.
Not gonna really
Start
change.
of the
I mean,
season.
this is the NBA, bro. This is not the Premier League where Man City can dominate for you. Like this is the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what happened. Like the Bucks, look, the Bucks can feel their strongest team and be beaten. Like I was saying, like a team like OKC. Like if you like I was explaining that scenario to you.
Mm,
I wasn't expecting them to go unbeaten for a long time. They might go on another run again, go win 9 games in a row.
mm,
Um, but that's the nature of the NBA where like the Detroit Pistons, one of the worst team in the East, right?
mm.
Or the Houston Rockets. They could go beat the Bucks like tomorrow, like whenever.
Yeah,
Like that's the nature of the NBA. Like you know what I'm saying? It's when it comes to basketball, it's a game of what do you call it? Moments where like the ball, the net is just open. It's a
mm,
game of runs. So you know what I'm saying? A team can just light you up and you go down 15. You're trying to come back in it, but then they just start you're trading buckets with them, so you can't. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for you to get back, but they'll be all right. I mean, it's Giannis. They'll be all right. They will be in the top three in the East. They'll figure it out. They'll lose more games. They're gonna go through patches. I'm not too worried. Middleton to come back. Yeah, yeah. I don't even think they're too worried about it either. I just think they just know it's one of those things. I did read that they're trying to move Grayson Allen though.
mm.
So I don't know. Maybe they're trying to upgrade to a better what I would say better shooting guard that can actually put the ball on the floor, dribble, pass. Because Grayson Allen can't really do those things.
Yeah.
And maybe they know. I don't know how long Middleton's gonna be out for.
Yeah,
Maybe they know.
that's a bit of a strange one as well. Like he hasn't really returned yet properly,
Yeah,
which is a bit
yeah, because
worrying.
he just did his surgery like before the season started. So, which was weird to me. Is like, why didn't you do it right when you got out the playoffs? Like, I don't
Playoffs,
know
yeah.
why players don't do that. Like, right when you got, I think it's because they want to go enjoy their holiday
Uh,
first.
yeah,
But
I can understand
yeah,
that.
yeah, so yeah, no, they'll be all right. It's Giannis. Giannis will find ways to win game. You can't guard the guy. So, but yeah, I don't know what CM got to say on them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah.
what's it?
Yeah, I agree. The two losses. The first one against ATL, they shot really poorly in that one, and he got good games out of Dejounte Murray. I think he scored 25 in that game, and really they had a bench contributor as well. The other loss that they had the other night against the San Antonio Spurs, a lot of their guys sat out, so their team did shoot poorly at the same time. So I think they were missing Giannis in that game. Grayson Allen was out, Pat Connaughton, Drew Holiday. So a lot of their main guys were out against the Spurs. in that one, and they shot poorly, and they paid for that one. Where you look at Keldon Johnson, who's having a really sleeper season for the Spurs.
Mm.
He had 29 that night, 22 for Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, 10 points. Pertl 15 points as well. So they had good contributions on San Antonio's side. Whereas the starters for Milwaukee the other night, you had Marjon Beauchamp, Javon Carter, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, and Jordan Nora.
Mm.
So two losses, nothing much to worry about for them. They're gonna continue playing the way they've always played, really, just aggressive defensively, looking to attack the rim, shoot threes. So yeah, man, they'll be all right.
Okay. Let's move on to Chino's team. Jimmy Butler with a season high 35 points, picking up 10 rebounds, 8 assists in the win over the Hornets. Give me the rundown, Chino, man. What's the season saying, bruv? Is it kick-started or is it a bit more of the same, fam?
You know what it is? Tyler Arrow been out. You know what though? The last we lost 3 games. We lost a game to obviously we were on stream when we lost that game to Indiana.
Aces, yeah.
We lost a game. We lost a game to Portland. Did you man see that? Josh Hart walk
Yeah,
off
yeah, 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 yeah. I saw that. Last
after
minute.
Max Strus just hit the 3, bro. Like
Last minute, bro. That was a sequence. I can't lie to you, bro.
like so the 3 of the games we lost before this one was like by 3 points, determined by 3 points. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Um, it's our defense having like everybody know what Miami Heat basketball is. Miami is not. We're not the Golden State Warriors. We ain't gonna run pretty plays. Steph give it to Draymond, do a couple back screen, this, that. Steph, you lost him, he come out, bang, 3. Like, that's not us. Like,
Mm.
we play hard nosed defense. We let you turn over the ball. We get out on transition. We run. We hit transition threes. We get dunks or layups. That's Miami Heat basketball. Our defense have not been there. I was just reading. I was just reading before. Let me see. It's right here. When Bam Adebayo has been on the court, the Heat are allowing 106.9 points per 100, good for top 5 in the league.
Mm.
And when Bam is on the bench, Miami is allowing 115.2 per point per 100, which would rank in the league's bottom 5.
Wow.
So it's the way the people cuss Bam like, oh, he needs to get in his bag. He have no bag. Why is he a max player? That's the reason why he's a max player. A max player is a player when they leave the court or if they're injured, the team is impacted like drastically.
Mm.
When Bam sits, bro, we have games, bro. We cannot hold lead because we build a lead, 15, 20 point lead. Bam sits, Deadman and the trash bench comes in, and the lead is only 5. And Spo have to get Bam back in the game after 2 minutes, bro. Because Deadman just give up transition threes, or he just get laid up, dunk on, and foul and one. He's just absolutely garbage. So we are so dependent on Bam defense because he just do so much. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's really the anchor on the defense, and he's 6'11", 6'10", like, and this guy is our biggest guy. So it's like we lack height and versatility, like Spo was saying today in this press conference. We need athleticism.
Mm.
We need some of that because without Bam and Caleb, there's none of that. Cause Jimmy's not really athletic. Like Jimmy is Jimmy. Like he's just Jimmy. He's just you know what I'm saying. The other guys, Tyler, Max, like Duncan Robinson, like them guys don't got nothing athletic about them. They're just
Yeah.
so like the game the other against Charlotte for Jimmy to go so deep in his bag already, it's worrying. It's
Mm.
very worrying because usually Jimmy can cruise through the season and
playoff time, he just show up and do his job. But yeah, the something need to trigger. Like we need a big man. We need a not a big like we need a power forward. Caleb Martin, having Caleb Martin start with Bam and Caleb having to guard um the opposite team power forward. It's been hurting us because Caleb is a guy we used to stick on players like Steph Curry, the smaller players. You know what I'm saying? Because he press high up the field, the dribblers. Caleb is the one that pick up the ball handler. Him and Gabe in that when Spo go in that 2-3 zone to a one. You know what I'm saying? Caleb and Gabe is the one that press the ball, but we're just very little, man. We're one of the smallest team. We're one of the smallest team in the league, but one of the slowest team, bro. It makes no sense, bro. You have to get rid of the WHITE, bro. We need to get some, bro. Like it make no sense. We're one of the smallest team, but we're one of the
Yo,
slowest team in the
that's
league, bro.
hilarious. I can't lie, it is hilarious.
Man like Duncan Robinson, like it's yeah. So I mean, it's what it is, bro. Like Jimmy said, we're on a win streak right now, 1 game win streak. Anywhere Jimmy goes, that's where the team goes. So yeah, but no, Jimmy had a good game, man. The game I was watching the game against Charlotte, and I was screaming because DJJ, bro, Dennis, no wait, what's his name? Is
Smith
D
Junior.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Dennis Smith Jr., bro, was giving us work. And I'm like, fam, this guy had no team a month ago, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, this guy was going to China. Like, he was auditioning in Vegas when the Summer League was on, bro.
yeah.
What are we doing? Like, he's giving us buckets. Like, the
He did the
defense
same
was,
against the Warriors too, though. I can't lie. I saw him against the Warriors. He was working them man too, fam.
bro.
Like,
Kelly
Kelly
Oubre gave you
Oubre,
man
bro.
29.
I was saying, Kelly Oubre come out, yeah, like them man, it was very strange organization, bro. Certain games they just light it up, fam. Other
Shut
games
up.
they don't be interested, fam.
Man, so shout out to the mechanic, bro. Man, can you, bro? I don't know what he fixing, bro. I bet you if his son, fire, what's those that thing called with those cars that the kids have, the play car. I bet you that
Hot
breakdown he
Wheels.
can't even fix
Man
that,
said,
bro.
Hot Wheels, bro.
Hot Wheels, yeah. I bet you if
You can't
his
fix
kid
Hot
Hot
Wheels.
Wheels, he can't fix that. I don't know what this mechanic is fixing, but he is garbage. He's a hot load of shit, bro.
He said he can't fix Hot Wheels, bro. Allow me, fam. That's funny as hell, fam. I can't lie. Hey, I feel your pain, innit, fam? I feel your pain, fam. All right, last topic, guys, before we wrap this up, yeah. John Morant hit 28 points, Desmond Bain with 24, Dylan Brooks with 21 in the win against the Timberwolves. That was their first meeting since the playoffs. Bro, the Grizzlies 9-4 for the season. They looking like they can kind of match that kind of end to their season that they had. You know, I think they've won about 50 games across the course of the regular season last season. They're doing it without Jaren Jackson Jr. either. He's still injured. He won't be back with the team until the new year, I think. What do you man think of the Grizzlies and how they've been kind of stepping up? I've seen a lot of people say, you know, they want the Grizzlies team to get humbled a little bit. Like I've seen a few tweets like that, which has been pretty funny. But it's not looking like it's happening anytime soon. So what do you guys think?
Listen, I love this Grizzlies team here, and there's a lot of people who are talking about, oh, they're arrogant and this and that, bro. This is what sports needs, bro.
Yeah.
Sports needs a little bit of personality, not these robots, yeah, who just walk onto the court, yeah, drop some buckets and then walk back home, fam. We never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Sports needs personalities, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, any single sport, and the Memphis Grizzlies are providing that right now. We all know what goes down there. They're hard, they grit and grind, all of their errors that they've been through. And this is a new era within itself. This youthfulness, the attitude, the swagger that they have, the energy that they play with. And it all starts with John Morant.
Hey, CM, before you finish, I just got a text from Kawhi. He said to add him next time, bro. Man said to call his name next time when you talk about robots. Go ahead, though, bro.
Hey, Gino, you make me laugh, bro.
Fam, this Grizzlies team is a scary team still.
Bro,
And like you said, bro, Jared Jackson Jr. to come back. Well, he can offer both sides of the floor defensively, shot blocking, of course, protecting the rim, shooting threes, getting buckets inside. Look, they're already a good team. And you know, when you got guys like Desmond Bain taking a leap this year in terms of his scoring, John Morant obviously averaging over 30 points per game this season, Steven Adams doing Steven Adams things, setting hard screens, being defensively sound, getting buckets when he needs to. Dylan Brooks even shooting well, getting 21 points last game out. He can be a little inconsistent, but when he plays well defensively, and offensively, the team does even better. Brandon Clark off the bench, as a role man, the energy he provides as a guy that could run to the rim, get some dunks, some layups. Yeah, they've got a very nice, well-rounded team.
boy, I mean, now on the other side, that Timberwolves team, and we'll finish on this point now. Like they are 5-8 for the season. They're 13th in the West. Rudy Gobert, that move is looking a bit fraudulent now. Yeah, after because the Timberwolves gave up 4 first-round picks to bring this guy into their organization, and it's looking very, very, very suspect right now. Chino, I know you got something to say on this, bro. Let me know. Let me know.
Hey, no, shout out to the Grizz, man. The Grizz looking good. I like the Grizzlies. Yeah, JJ coming back, that's gonna be good for them, man. That's only gonna help boost them. And yeah, I like CM say I love the swagger they play with, you know, the gritty and all that. Yeah, you can't hate on that team, man. You just gotta support them. But the Timberwolves, hey, listen, if you need 2 of those picks back, holler at us in Miami and send us Anthony Edwards, man, because he do not want to play with them 2 bigs. They stink. He said what he said the other day again. He said we suck on defense. We're too slow. We're too slow. We have no listen. He is cutthroat in the media. He don't care, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not working. I don't know what they were thinking when they said, listen, they said that some guy in the Timberwolves organization used to work with the Jazz. Bruv, that was a double agent sent by the Jazz, bruv. Because he must have told that man to do the deal because they got fleeced, boy. Like, listen, that was a recipe for disaster because when you're gonna say you're gonna add what's his name Gobert to pair with Cat, like people are still gonna sag off Cat. Cat is not lethal from threes. Like
Yeah,
they're still gonna send help in the paint.
yeah,
But the another thing is Gobert doesn't have a post move like he doesn't have 2 post move that he can put together. He doesn't have a drop step back to the basket, back you down, spin off you or fade hook shot. He have nothing. It's either labs or putback dunks.
yeah.
That's it to his game. The narrative that he's good defensively, I don't get it because you can say he's a good shot blocker, yes, but
Yeah.
when you put him in the pick and roll, and team does that a lot to attack him. When you
Mm,
put him, you have 2 bigs that's slow, Cat and Gobert. You put them in the pick and roll with players like Curry and the Kyries and the even out west like the Jalen Green. These young players that's crafty and shifty, they're just gonna get sauce,
yeah.
like the shades and stuff, like because they're slow, they can't recover, and that's what team does to attack Gobert. Because you get Gobert backpedaling. If you have a guy like Kyrie that's good on the pull up middies, like you get Gobert in the pick and roll, get him backpedaling. You don't go all the way in on him.
Mm,
You just stop mid range, pull up. It's a bucket every time because he can't recover. He's too slow. So yeah, like everyone said, either that trade was gonna be really good or it's gonna be a recipe for disaster. And
Mm,
then another guy that's been mad underperforming too, D Low.
mm,
He's been massively underperforming. So yeah, it's not looking good for them. And they just gave Cat an extension.
yeah.
People people saying they shouldn't have done that. They should get rid of that guy and build around Anthony Edwards. But since they gave Cat that extension, I don't know what they're gonna do. They just traded 6 first round pick for Gobert. I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm sorry, man. I've been up since 5 a.m., bro.
It's calm. We're about to wrap this up.
My bad. Wow, that was my bad, people. I'm not always like this. I'm more energetic. Yeah. So when you give up 6 first round pick for a guy, that's a big investment. Like
It's
you just
huge.
invested your whole future into this
It's
guy.
huge, bro. Like, how old is Rudy Gobert? 31, 32, I think he is.
Around that.
Mm.
Like, that's
So
crazy, bro.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They got robbed. And so now you have no picks. You have no picks and one of your young stars not happy with the two bigs that he's playing with, because now like they're asking Anthony Edwards having attempt to dunk all season. Man
Yeah,
saying like, "Look, what do you think I am? I'm not. I can't just dunk over everybody. The paint's clogged. The paint is
yeah.
gonna be clogged. I knew that was coming. When you have Voldemort, what's his name?
Van,
Jared.
Yeah,
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
Yeah, when he had him, bro, he he
man was
could
speak,
stretch.
man was speaking Dutch right now, bro. He's too much the Ten Hag influence, fam, on you, bro.
Eh,
Shout out
eh.
to Tena. Eh, eh, it's good. It's football. It's football, and we win games and we lose games. But at the moment, we're winning, so I want to win every game.
Yeah,
Yeah, but no. So when you had him, right, he could stretch the field. He could shoot.
yeah,
And then you give up all because they gave up Malik Beasley too, a
yeah.
shooter. You gave up Malik Beasley, you gave up Voldemort. They gave up someone else, the one on the Pacers.
Oh, what's that guy's name?
There's a guy on the Pacers.
I forgot. I think I know who you're talking about because, like, see that, bruv, there's a few people that
Oh,
they get rid of, bruv. Who did they?
CM's looking it up. What's the Pacers roster
Bruv,
looking
I
like?
wrote it down somewhere, bro. This is like in the off season. I wrote it down somewhere, bro. Give me 1 second. Bruv. Who left, bro? Yeah, here. So obviously Pat Bev left, Leandro Bolomaro, Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt, and then Malik Beasley. Those are the ones that went, and then it was a 2023 first round pick, 2025 first round pick, 2026 pick swap, 2027 first round pick, and a 2029 first round pick protected for Rudy Gobert.
Wait, so
But Chino's gone.
Van is on the
Vanderbilt,
Pacers.
I think he's at the
uh,
Pacers. Or is he?
he's in Utah. He's in
He's in
Utah.
Utah. Yeah, he's in Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Utah.
Gone. Okay, CM can go ahead and speak on that team. I'll find the name and tell you the player.
Yeah.
He must have
Like
left
what
the
Chino
agency.
said. Yeah, man. Like what Chino said. It was a hit or miss move when you're bringing in a guy like Rudy Gobert and you're giving away as much as they did. A lot of people kind of attributed that move to why KD didn't get his move away from Brooklyn because of
Yeah,
the way that kind of rose the stakes for what you could possibly get for Kevin Durant. 'Cause
yeah,
everyone was looking at it and like, yo, is Rudy Gobert like that? Is
yeah.
he like that? So yeah,
That's
it hasn't worked out. Yeah, exactly, bro. It hasn't worked out so far. And the biggest problems, I remember speaking about the New Orleans Pelicans I'm not sure if it was last season, definitely for moments last season, but the season before as well. And more so focusing more on the way they play, the effort that they have on a night in, night out basis defensively. And we're seeing the same issues from Minnesota here, even offensively as well, the effort that they're playing with to create open looks and get guys open, but also defensively just competing on a nightly basis. If you can't do that, then you're not going to be a top team. Last season, it was a great story with them making the playoffs through the play-in, the Patrick Beverly thing, all of them things there, jump on the scorer's table. And it was a nice little story, but let's be real. When it got to the nitty-gritty, they got dashed out of the playoffs in the first round. So for them, it was about using that experience to understand and realize what it takes to get there and what it takes to stay there. And we're not seeing that from this Timberwolves team. I like what Chino brought up regarding Rudy Gobert. Obviously, he's a great rim protector. But when you ask him to step out, that's where the problems begin. Where you're speaking about those mid-range jumpers. If you get him in that pick and roll, he has to kind of backpedal and protect the paint because he's not a guy that can stay up there on the perimeter.
Yeah.
And then you look at their options, spacing the floor, like you said. D'Angelo Russell, efficiency-wise, is shooting the worst percentage of his career. I believe it's the same points tally that he had in his rookie year. I think it's 13.2 points per game. So you're not getting what you wanted out of D'Angelo Russell when you think about his year in Brooklyn, how there was kind of promise and how he was able to rebuild his career. We're not seeing the D'Angelo Russell that they were hoping for. Karl Anthony Towns, he is a good player, but as good as he is very inconsistent. Of course, he can shoot the free. Of course, he can, but he's not what you need from Karl Anthony Towns as that leadership role. You would say, as the key leader in this team, Anthony Edwards, a young player, I was watching a video and saying, damn, he's in a really bad environment to grow and improve as a player, because if you look at the guys that are around him, it's not really motivating considering where they've been in their careers and how it's ended up so far. And they've got decent pieces. I mean, Naz Reid, Carl Anderson, Bryn Forbes, those guys, some of those guys haven't had as much minutes. Jordan McLaughlin can play hard from time to time. Torian Prince. They've got decent pieces, but it's just not there to compete. So whenever you make a move like they did to bring in Rudy Gobert, it's like, this kind of move should take you over the edge to be one of those, not just a playoff team, a championship team. And they just scraped into getting into the playoffs with the roster that they had last season without Rudy Gobert and the other guys. And you got rid of most of those pieces to bring in one guy, Rudy Gobert, and it's not working out right now.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. Like,
bro, my sound don't work.
Wait, but we can hear you. You can hear us.
I know. I can see your mouth moving, but I can't hear nothing. Bro, the rolling judge got me.
Hey, don't put that on me, fam. That ain't got nothing to do with me, fam.
Man, saying they got the padlock on Chino. They got the padlock on Chino.
Hey, free Chino, but ain't got nothing to do with me, fam. Hey, Chino will be back in there next week when we do the rundown before the World Cup preview on Saturday and all of that. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But Chino's here. He's
I'm back. I can hear you, man. Now
he's back. But yo, it's been a good show. Nearly 2 hours here, man. Hey, there's some basketball going on right now. Some teams are playing, so we're gonna get locked into that, obviously. But I hope everybody enjoys their weekend from here. Big up to everybody that's come in here as well during the stream. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the comments. They always make the show. Big up to my guy CM. Make sure you're hitting that link at the top of the chat. Chino's gone again, fam. Make sure you're hitting that link at the top of the chat. It will take you through to his Twitch. Follow him up. He's got a lot of streams coming this week, so make sure you hit him up. And we'll be back again next week. Chino's back in here. Chino, stay in here for the outro. Bro, just stay in for the outro, fam.
They don't want me to be great, man. Big
up to my guy Chino, as always, giving us the rundown on the floor in the NBA and all of that good stuff there, in Miami too, and all of that good stuff there. But yeah, man, we'll be back next week. big up to everybody. Make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe as well if you're new, hit the notification bell, follow the socials, all of that good stuff right there. And we are out, people. Peace.